Episode 5, Season 3 of the Daily Intermission Podcast. I'm joined in studio, as always, by Mr. Nathan Brown. How are we doing today?
So far, so good. In a few days, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, we've got a massive hurricane on the way. Hurricane Fiona. What do you think about the name Fiona? So obviously they go through the alphabet, swapping between male and female. Hopefully that doesn't offend any of the audience. But
Need the gender X.
yeah, exactly.
It's coming through here soon.
But did you hear that there's an 8-year-old identifying as a cat? I think it's actually a school in Nova Scotia, and there's they've put like litter boxes around the school.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
You've got to be kidding me.
I know.
Oh my God, I have to look this up.
Yeah, check it out. But yeah, I don't really know what's going on there. But yeah, we got Hurricane Fiona on the way. Massive winds. As we live in Nova Scotia, hurricane season oftentimes affects us, and we haven't had a really big one since Dorian. I mean, a lot of the listeners won't be as immune to hurricanes as we are, but no, we're packing away the things that wind can affect. We're expecting heavy rainfall amounts, losing power. It's all the whole shebang, and we're not really looking forward to it.
No. How do you look forward to a hurricane?
But I will say that this pregame show is brought to you by Manscaped. Folks, you hear it every episode. Go over to manscaped.com, use the code TDI for 20% off free shipping, and get groomed up. I mean, whether it's your beard, whether it's your eyebrows, whether it's your hair, whether it's any other, bodily hair that you need to be trimmed up, it's a perfect tool. It's awesome. So make sure you get over there.
It's one of the best. There's no doubt about that.
So Nate got a new whip at the DMV the other day. How was that experience? I know the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles, is kind of it's definitely up there with like dentists. It's on the top 5 places you hate to be.
Dude, there's a guy up there that's just like going on. He's up at the desk. He was up there. I was there for about an hour and 15 in the waiting area. This one dude was up at the desk the entire time I was there. He literally
just
left.
Chatting.
Yeah, he's up there. He's like, yeah, I'm Canadian Forces. So, if that helps you, do anything. He's walking out to his car, 15. I just couldn't fathom being up there for an hour. What was he getting done?
You want to yeah, exactly.
But he was also just chatting, being an absolute hero.
Okay.
And then in came the TLC.
Was he in his uniform?
No.
Oh, okay.
Shockingly.
Yeah.
No disrespect to anyone who serves or whatever, but does the uniform, what's the deal? Does the uniform have to be worn? I don't know.
I'm gonna bring this up,
okay.
Nate. So we were doing street interviews a few weeks back, and Nate and I went to an individual, and we're like, "Listen, do you want to do an interview?" And the guy was absolutely junked. He had seen some needles. You remember that guy?
Yeah.
He rolled into.
I wake up each night sweating.
He rolled into Motive Fitness in his full gear.
Oh, he was there.
Yeah, but in his military uniform.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so.
All right.
I mean, obviously, I've got the utmost respect for people.
Did he get changed or did he work out in it?
No, he got changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it could happen.
No, I do agree though. I oftentimes see them in the grocery store, or just in different places wearing the uniform, and I get it. I mean, it's a great way to kind of show that you're serving for your country, but it's just I get it. It's maybe change into some other clothes.
It's like when a nurse is wearing scrubs all the time. It's we get it. We know. Take them off. But the Canadian, the military uniform, at least the scrubs are comfortable. You can't tell me that military uniform's comfy.
Yeah.
Just cracky old cargo pants.
Yeah. I don't know what they're carrying around, but it'd be interesting to do a day of training.
Or if someone could even just educate
Navy
me on
SEAL training.
Oh my Lord,
dude, that is the people that are Navy SEALs, man. I'm just
badass.
No, we're talking about some of the toughest human beings on the planet. I mean, they got to sit in water for like the ocean water, tied up for 12 hours.
Yeah, man, I would have an absolute panic.
Yes.
Yeah, not for me.
So Nate, yes, last episode during the halftime show, you took a call from your doctor. You were gone for about 10 minutes. I had to go on a big monologue rant. Yep. During that rant, I was talking about fast food joints, and I got a few messages saying that I forgot about A&W. But what would be your top 5 in order of fast food restaurants?
Top 5?
Yeah.
Oh boy. You got to throw McDonald's in there. It's just an absolute staple.
It's in the top 5. I think it's unanimously known as the top. It's the staple.
They have the best iced coffee going, by the way. That
McDonald's?
stuff is delicious. Yeah. And this peach passion fruit smoothie they got going now.
Okay.
Got one of these yesterday. Oh man, those are good stuff. So, but anyway, I'm not sure where I'm ranking McDonald's. I mean, I got to put Wendy's in there.
Yeah,
Wendy's
I would
is
say.
like a delicacy almost.
Yeah, it is.
We don't have it near us. Too super close.
Yep.
There's definitely something I'm gonna be missing here. I do like A&W. I just don't know if Subway's not cracking my list though.
No, it's not. Not for me either.
I like Pita Pit.
I don't even consider. I know I should, but Subway, and because you're getting so many nutrients from spinach and peppers.
So
and,
we're talking like burger joints.
I'm talking. Yeah, I'm talking about like your deep fryer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we got McDonald's, Wendy's. I will throw A&W in the mix. Is there somewhere we had when we were in like Toronto? I thought that was we haven't tried. Have you tried Chick-fil-A?
I've never been to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I've heard it's outrageously good though.
Yeah.
The sauce
What was it?
apparently
We
people
went to
rave about.
Five Guys.
I'm a huge Five Guys fan, but I don't know if I put it like
Yeah, it's a different bird.
it's like doesn't really fit into that category of like there's no drive-through at a Five Guys.
Yeah.
Actually, there is in this. Anyway, I do like Five Guys a lot. But yeah, I mean, I think I'd throw Chipotle in there.
Yeah, Chipotle's good.
I'm trying to think of what else is.
Yeah, I know it's kind of like
Dairy Queen and Burger King and A&W don't make the list for me. They're just kind of one-offs.
Burger King doesn't. Dairy Queen's pretty.
Although I've heard the chicken Roadhouse burger from Burger King is pretty fire.
Say, you can't tell me that's from anywhere else.
Yeah.
Burger King always has like wild stuff though.
Yeah, they do.
They've got like deep fried macaroni and cheese and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's like holy shit, guys! Like what is even? You guys aren't even trying at this point, eh? It's just throwing anything in there. I wouldn't put Burger King. I might throw Dairy Queen. I know I'm forgetting something.
McDonald's, Wendy's for
I think
sure.
Wendy's is one for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Wendy's is solid, but yeah. Anyway,
Besides their wait times.
yeah, I was talking about like the burgers, like the headlining burgers from all of the places, and then I had forgot about the teen burger at A&W. But
Yeah.
I'm honestly, I can
Like,
go without
does
A&W.
that count Big Mac?
Yep, Big Mac,
Big
Whopper,
Mac's good.
Bacon Eater. I think a Big Mac's a staple, but I wish it was just like when you go to a fast food joint, like the patties and the burgers, especially the Big Mac, it's like not even really a burger patty.
Dude, it's so thin.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I know. Anyway, Nate, continuing on in the pregame show, we got the World Cup just a few months ahead in Qatar, and I was watching a kind of a preview show on our local sports network, and man, that city looks outrageous. And so Canada right now, obviously we'll be following Canada. For the listeners that are in the United States, I apologize, but they've got a friendly coming up with Uruguay, and in the CONCACAF division that they played all of their qualifying in which the coach for the men's national team in Canada has played the majority. I think he's only played one game outside of the CONCACAF division. So I think Uruguay is going to be a good test for them, but it's going to be interesting to see how Canada elevates their game. Obviously, they've got some world-class talent, but we're talking about teams that have full toe-to-toe, full rosters of world-class talent. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm excited to see, or I'm interested to see how the goaltender holds up on Canada. I don't really know much about him and what his background is. Is he going to be letting in just everything?
You gotta hope not, but I mean, there's gonna be some high quality chances for the other squad.
Yes.
So hopefully he can mix in a save. I mean, their group. I just pulled it up because I remember we were watching the draw.
Yeah.
But I had forgotten who was in their group. It's not like terrible. I mean, like they're not beating Belgium, but like Morocco and Croatia.
I think there's a chance.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely a chance.
And I think there's just Cinderella stories in every single World Cup. They're like, where is this
Yeah.
country's coming out of nowhere. They're just vibing as a team, and it's gonna be so fun to watch.
They're either going 0-3 or like 0-2-1 with a tie, or they're just like going on a miracle run.
Yeah.
And the miracle run would be great. Also, Croatia has like the best jerseys ever.
Yeah, you're a fan.
Oh yeah, the checkers.
Oh, that's right.
Ones are sick.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch the World Cup. Honestly, it's the only really soccer I go out of my way to watch is the World Cup. I don't even really watch the Euros, but I'm excited for that. So we'll continue to monitor that as we approach to Qatar 2022. Nate, I did want to mention too, every Tuesday night, if people are bored and they don't want to, don't have a sport to watch, you can always throw on Dana White's UFC Contender Series. So that's how he pulls in new guys into the UFC. As these guys fight, he brings them from all over the world, different fighting promotions, and they fight. And there's about 5 fights every Tuesday night, and usually one guy gets a contract. Well, this 17-year-old from the United States fought on Tuesday. 17 years old. He was an absolute lunatic, man. He was fighting a 25-year-old and kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah,
and he gave him a contract.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, you were showing me some of the clips of the guy. Like
he can barely talk.
Yeah, he's not. He's got 17. You want to talk about cauliflower ears?
Oh my!
This is like definition cauliflower ears.
Yeah, you put a little ranch on those, and people will be appetized by them.
Chomping.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean that's an impressive feat, man. For 17, like I try to picture me at 17, and I'm like, I'd get folded by just about anybody.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird age, but Dana signed him, and so we'll look. I forget his name right now. I wish I had his name in front of me, but we'll be watching for him. But Nate, that's going to conclude the pregame show, episode 5, season 3 of the Daily Intermission podcast, and we're moving into quarter 1 MLB. Quarter 2, we got NFL halftime show. Would you rather? Quarter 3, we got a little NHL and NBA talk, and then quarter 4, we'll bring it home with the President's Cup. But starting in the MLB, Nate, Aaron Judge, he's been the face of the MLB headlines these last weeks. He has tied Babe Ruth for the record in the Yankees' history of home runs with 60 home runs. He's the 6th player all time to hit 60 home runs, maybe the 2nd ever to do it cleanly. But Aaron Judge, he's people are watching him because now he's got some serious records to go after.
Yeah, and you have to reckon, barring no injury, he's going to do it.
Yes.
I mean, there's still 15 games left?
Yep.
So it shouldn't be too much of an issue for him. And as you said, too, as we know cleanly, hopefully it ends up being clean.
Yeah, you'd have to think that they've been testing this guy.
Yeah, that's what I always wondered,
too.
Like,
how
what
often
is the MLB, like, when do they test? Like, because it seems like it all just kind of, like, piles out and, like, you find out about multiple guys at once most times.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's had to have been tested, though. Right?
I would think. I mean, I just don't think that the program of steroid testing in the MLB is very viable. If you haven't gone to the guy who's leading the league in home runs, almost doubling up any other person in the league with home runs, and you haven't tested him, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, man, it's odd because for sure, when you look at it, somebody could be in there and just being like not even paying attention. I picture some like intern be like, we'll get him at the end of the year, we'll test him at some point. But I guess there's also an outside chance that it could be like something, because there's usually those drugs that don't show up or they're not testing for that people kind of find out of before. But this is also just major speculation, considering I don't even think he is juicing.
No, I don't think he is either. Like, there's been no real bodily change to Aaron Judge. I mean, he's a 6'9" or something, 6'7". Yeah. Like, he's just an absolute monster, and it's just like, he's a great hitter. Like, we listened on the way up to what's his name? Anyway, MLB Insider for TSN, and he was talking about how Aaron Judge, I mean, his rookie season in 2017, he hit 52 home runs. Yeah. It's not like he's never been close to this number. I mean, this guy's just having a freakish year, and he's just a stud. So,
and we were saying too, it's like pretty unlikely you come in as a rookie and are juicing and hit 52.
Yes.
Like I just don't see the absolute brass testicles you'd have to come in and be like, all right, shove it in. Like that early. Just to kind of like that. That's a career risking maneuver. That early too. It's like, oh man, you're crazy. He also brought up because I forgot his name as well. The TSN
Steve Phillips. Yep,
that's right.
Yep.
You also brought up Albert Pujols, and another good point there is like Albert Pujols. He's a bigger guy, but he's been a bigger guy his entire career.
Yeah, he's definitely put on a little bit of
Barry
weight.
Bonds mode,
but it looks like it's like kind of like the Coors Light weight.
Well, he's old.
43, or something along those lines. So. Yeah, we're watching. Hopefully, Albert Pujols gets to 70 or 700. I apologize, and I hope Aaron Judge gets to like 65. I hope he puts a real staple on this type of season. And obviously, the unanimous AL MVP. I hope.
What's the all-time record? 68? Does that sound right?
It's 76.
Okay.
By Barry Bonds, or 73.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But we're looking forward to it. But I mean, obviously, he was juicing. But anyway.
Yep, 73.
Yep. The Detroit Tigers have announced a new individual for their president of baseball operations, Scott Harris. Nate, we were watching this guy. He's like 35 years old. I mean, they're bringing in the youth, and obviously he put together a nice proposal and a nice interview because, I mean, his experience, he's gotten, he's been in the league for about a decade now, and he's 35. Like he was working as a, in the high upper management of teams.
Giants, and then he had a couple of internships with the Nationals and someone else, I can't remember. But that was starting off, and then he also worked under the commissioner as I can't remember, like pretty much like an assistant to the commissioner or something like that. Baseball operations.
It's funny because none of this stuff that these new presidents of baseball operations come in. Like we were listening to his interview, and it's like, none of it's kind of rocket science or groundbreaking stuff. He's like, yeah, you know what? We just want to build up our prospects. Trade for good young players and build a nice system here. It's like, well, yeah, that sounds like a probably pretty good plan.
Yeah. And when you say something like that, it's like, and it's also, there's a lot of like luck to it, because you don't know how like some guys are going to develop and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
and there's just going to be so many eyes on this guy. It's like, oh, he's a young guy. It's like, is he going to do it right? And we'll see what happens in Detroit. But as history would say, it ain't gonna work.
No, the Red Wings have been really the only team in Detroit that have had. I mean, again, I guess we can talk about, there was the Pistons teams that were a wagon, but yeah, it's been dark times in Detroit, Michigan for more reasons than one.
In the '90s, man, being like a Detroit sports fan, the Pistons, the Red Wings, holy hell.
Yeah.
I don't know how the Lions were in the
Awful.
90s. Yeah,
the Lions have never been good. I
was
think.
gonna say I had a bit of a hunch on that one.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
The
but
Tigers in the 2000s too were just like 40-win teams.
Just
awful.
Yeah, they had a few good seasons with Verlander and Miguel, and I think they did anyway. But Nate, continuing on the MLB.
The Orioles didn't make the playoffs since the 80s, and it was like 2016.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So our history is
it's hard
not
to keep track of baseball. There's so many games. But.
Yes. The New York Mets have been hit the most times this season in MLB history, 106 times. I don't know if this is just kind of like a freakish stat or if the Mets are just kind of piss people off the most. I always wonder this too, Nate, when a pitcher is like I feel as if you can just like it seems like it can be an accidental
make it look more accidental.
No, but I think like sometimes like it's not always intentional when people get hit. Like you're ripping a baseball into a small box, and sometimes it gets away from you. Like it could slip. Like
we see it best with Pine Tar Chapman.
Yeah,
yes. He's not trying to hit people. He just playing so can't hit the strike zone.
Yeah. I mean, I would have, if I was in the batting box, I would have the full on like jaw piece. Like I would have the full on helmet, because I mean, getting hit in the face, I mean, you're really playing with fire.
I know. Oh, it would be ridiculously bad.
Yeah. Oh man.
Give a jaw shot. Just getting the wired jaw for a while.
Oh my
That's gotta be one of the worst things.
Oh, getting hit by a pitch. Yeah. Anywhere is it obviously around the kneecap. I think that would be.
Kneecap would be tough.
Shin.
Your kneecap's probably like shattering.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how. I can't even imagine. Like, what's the cast? That's a straight legger. Sure. Like you are straight up for a while.
A kneecap.
What was the other one you said? The shin.
Shin.
That would be
shin
bad.
pain's bad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh. I don't think upper body would be too. Obviously, ribs would be kind of be tough.
Oh, ribs.
Yeah.
I have never broken a rib, but from what I hear, it's quite horrid.
Yeah. Obviously the nuts, but anyway.
Well, yeah, that's just classic.
The Braves and Astros need to clinch playoff berths. I always find it amazing how they could have a game the next day at 2:00. It doesn't matter. It's a full send, champagne, beers, full on send. If you make the playoffs in the MLB, it's amazing, man. Well, they celebrate after every series win. Yeah. It's a full on full send.
Well, you got to. I mean, the baseball players' worst enemy must be the guy who makes the schedule, man. They must look at the schedule each year and be like, we don't have a day off for 60 days. Like, we have to get wasted tonight.
Yeah.
But that is cool, because like you kind of just get to celebrate, and where it's like you look at other sports, it's just like job's not finished or something like that, and it's just like you kind of.
Yeah, they celebrate the chapters of the story, but
it's cool.
Yeah, it is. And I think that I don't want to, take away from anything in the baseball world, but you can kind of get away with playing a little guilty. Whereas if other sports, it's just really not going to happen for you.
It's like you can go into that dugout just so hungover and be like, man, I hope the opposition pitcher just blows through the lineup, so I only got to go up like 3 times.
Yeah. Whereas if it's like, you're playing, 30 minutes a night in the NHL, it's like, you'd be puking.
Yeah.
Or you would have a horrible game.
It wouldn't be good.
Nate, just to finish off the MLB talk, I mean, obviously the playoffs are ramping up and we're getting closer, and the playoff picture is obviously continuing to develop. But Canada has announced that the vaccine requirement is going to be dropped, I do believe, at the end of September, which is probably very promising for all the AL teams. I'm looking at the Cleveland Guardians, potentially the Yankees, that will be coming up, because if they don't have any players if they've got some players that are unvaccinated, then they should be able to come up and play.
Yeah, the timing's pretty good on that for the playoffs. So
yeah,
that's good.
No, absolutely. All right, Nate, that's going to conclude quarter 1 in the MLB. We're going to move into quarter 2, the NFL. And let's recap. Man, right now the Bills are getting a ton of hype. They played the Titans on Monday Night Football in a doubleheader. And, man, they rinsed them, man. Stephon Diggs, 3 touchdowns. There was a pick 6 by Milano, linebacker for the Bills. I mean, it was just an absolute
41-7?
Yep.
Yeah. That's just ridiculous.
I mean, there's some that AFC South is pretty dusty right now, and the Titans. I mean, they're not looking great, and the Bills are taking names and numbers. And the Bills Dolphins game this week is going to be awesome.
Yes, it is. What time is that? Is that a middle?
It feels like it's a 2:00er for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's sick.
We'll get into the games for sure, but the Eagles absolutely dismantled the Vikings. Jalen Hurts is putting people on notice. I was on the Vikings mistakenly, and Jalen Hurts is looking really good. I mean, he's making sharp passes from the pocket. He's got weapons on weapons. I mean, Goddard. I don't know why I can't think of his first name right now. And AJ Brown and the Slim Reaper in. Oh my goodness, man. My brain is not working freshly right now. But Devontae Smith has looked fantastic. I mean, this Eagles team is looking good. And Jalen Hurts is a dual threat machine. And in his third year, looks really good. So the Eagles dust the Vikings. The Bills dust the Titans. Evans is suspended one game for teeing up Marshawn Lattimore. But Nate, let's do our little Thursday predictions. So we'll go through each of the games here. We'll talk about what we're thinking. And we'll start things off with yesterday's Thursday nighter. The Steelers heading into the Browns. The Browns are -4 favorites.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm not taking the Browns.
I'm on the Steelers +4.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure, dude. I am not taking the Browns
No.
anymore.
No.
Like, I will never. That was it. The Jets, man.
Yeah.
Like, a comeback win by the New York Jets. Like, you gotta.
That's a tough scene.
That was almost enough to clean house on the association last week.
Yes, it is.
We got Eagles Commanders, 6.5 for the Eagles. I mean, this is an absolute layup.
Yeah, division games, man, and Carson Wentz in a revenge spot. Carson Wentz is throwing for the second most yards in the league right now.
Yeah.
Commanders at home as well. The Eagles are very hyped. This seems like a trap game to me, man. It does, man. I could see, obviously, the Eagles blowing them out, but it feels...
Yeah, Washington always sneaks those random games, too, but I'm taking the Eagles.
Okay, you're going to be on the Eagles.
6.5.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to be on the Commanders +6.5.
Okay, I like it.
We got the Ravens -3 heading into Foxborough. The Ravens, obviously, after a royal collapse to the Dolphins. I think the Ravens are the better team. But it's always... This is the home opener for the Patriots. It's going to be rocking at Gillette Stadium. This is an interesting one here, Nate. What are you leaning here? Ravens in New England.
I'm probably going to go New England.
+3?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I just think like Mac Jones is going to have a better game at home.
Yeah.
I got this like hunch. And he's been just the DI whipping boy lately. So.
Yes, he has. I think I'm going to ride with the Patriots +3 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. It's going to be an interesting game. We got the Lions heading into Minnesota. Minnesota -6 favorite.
Gonna go Vikings.
But Vikings -6?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I think Kirk's gonna have a good screaming match after this one.
Yeah, I'm going to be riding the Vikings -6 here as well.
Yeah.
I don't really see that being...
Surprised that spread's not a little bigger. It might be now might be the time to bet.
Yeah.
Could see that getting up
for sure.
-10 there.
The Saints heading into Carolina and Jameis Winston colorblind versus Baker Mayfield.
I mean, this is a what a matchup this is. You got crybaby Baker against. Oh my goodness, dude. I mean, I'm gonna go Saints probably.
Saints -3.
Well, what was it you were telling me? You said Jameis Winston. He's streaky, but like he can get going.
He can have some monstrous games, man. We haven't seen...
Do we have any stat lines, Greg, on how many games he goes colorblind to not going colorblind? Because, like, is he good after a loss?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a guy who can put up monstrous offensive numbers, which just doesn't always equate to a win. Like he's a guy who can, hold his own in a shootout, throw for 4 touchdowns and throw for 2 picks. But I'm also waiting for Christian McCaffrey to pop off and have a game. So this is an interesting one here.
That's a very good point. I'm going Panthers.
I think I'm going to be on the Panthers here as well.
+3?
I think I'm actually going to be over on the game total of 40s would be my best bet.
Yeah. That's a good one, too.
Because
yeah.
I think Kamara might have a game. Michael Thomas is obviously back in the mix for the Saints. And I could see Baker having a half-decent game. I think he's got to get DJ Moore involved, and Christian McCaffrey's waiting on having a big game. So that's an absolute snoozer. Another snoozer to follow.
Yes.
I'm going to be on the Panthers +3, but we get the Texans going to the Bears, dude. What?
Yeah, man. I might throw my survivor pick on the Texans.
No.
No. I'm going Bears for sure.
Yeah.
They beat San Fran. They didn't get pumped by Green Bay either. Like, they've been kind of holding their own a little bit. And Houston, dude, like,
They're bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bad.
-3, give me it.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the Bears -3 here too at home. Soldier Field be rocking. I'm just not sold that the Texans are any good.
Okay.
Nate, we got the Chiefs rolling into the Colts.
Yeah, this -5.5, I'd say get on this early. Get on this right now. I might bet this right now.
I know. I like that too.
5.5?
I know, man.
The Colts are shit.
Yeah, they have not been good. Matt Ryan has looked
They got
awful.
shut out by the Jags. And they're coming in at -5.5 against the Chiefs?
Dude, I might
I would take alternate Asian spread here and take them at -21.5.
Dude, yeah, that seems a little off.
50-2.
Yeah.
This is what I'm calling this game.
Yeah, the Chiefs -5.5. I'm on that for sure. Yeah, I mean, you're expecting the Colts to kind of bounce back and have a better game, but it's the Chiefs. This team is an absolute fire wagon.
Yeah. No, this is stupid.
Yeah, that looks like an appetizing spread for sure. Nate, the Bills heading into Miami. The Bills being -6 favorites.
I'm just taking the over.
Of 52.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be an absolute
Shootout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Buffalo's defense is probably going to be a little more consistent than who the Dolphins play last week?
The Ravens.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on the Bills -6 here.
Yep.
I'm if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Bills are the better team. I'm not overthinking this. Tua obviously had a huge game last week. I don't expect that to be the case every week. I think the Bills defense is better than the Ravens. So
the thing is here too. Oh, for sure. And I feel like the thing is too, if the Dolphins get down like they did against the Ravens, like you're not going to be able to fight back against the Bills.
No.
So
Josh Allen has looked like such an absolute machine. I played him last week in fantasy in one of my leagues. It was just devastating.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's just vintage fantasy, eh?
Yeah.
As soon as you're going against the guy, it's like, well, he's gonna pop.
Yeah.
Had you had Josh Allen, he probably would have snapped something.
Okay, the Bengals -5.5 versus the Jets. I alternate spreaded this to -9.5. I think the Bengals blow the wheels off them. The Bengals obviously 0-2, saying don't panic.
What's the alternate spread pay?
It's like plus 200, 210.
Okay.
Plus 210.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be the move.
Yeah, like I think they blow the wheels off them. Yeah, it's a must-win game.
Plus Joe Burrow, what did he come out and said? He's
don't panic.
Yeah, don't panic. And he has deleted Instagram and Twitter from his phone.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy that.
Yeah, I mean, like, also, what a weird thing to like even consider now. Like, imagine like Elway back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it'd be like, he what?
Yeah.
Like,
you're concerned about social media?
Yeah.
The Raiders -2.5 versus the Titans. The Raiders are kind of
the Raiders got to get on the board here, no?
I think the Raiders win this game, man. Yeah, I like the Raiders.
Well, they're going to need a win here pretty quick.
They have to, man. Both teams are 0-2 here. I'm on the Raiders -2.5 for sure.
Yeah, I think so as well.
The Jaguars heading into the Chargers. Chargers -7.
I don't know. I'm leaning Jacksonville.
Are you?
No.
Oh my goodness.
My God.
Actually, it is worth noting that Justin Herbert banged up his ribs last week. So we'll see if Herbert's ready to rock. That's going to be worth monitoring. Obviously, Keenan Allen was out last week, but I think the Chargers beat the wheels off them at home.
Unbelievable. This is -7 and the Chiefs is -5.5.
Yeah.
I just don't. I got to get the bets going now.
Yeah, I do too. I'm going to make a nice juicy parlay.
Although, just looking at if Herbert's out, that one's actually worth monitoring. I mean, it is always sketchy right now too because you never know what's going to come out before the game.
Yes, for sure.
Falcons Seahawks -1.
I got -0.5.
What?
Look.
That's not even a spread. That's just money line, dude.
So to pick them.
What are they doing?
Seahawks Falcons.
See if mine's updated here.
I'm gonna go with the.
Yeah, mine's updated to -0.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
well,
I'm going with the Seahawks at home. That stadium's just so loud, man. Geno Smith looked half decent at home.
So stupid.
Am I going with the Seahawks at home? I'm going with the Seahawks at home. I'm not betting this game.
I mean, in this situation, you may as well. In this situation, of any situation, you may as well parlay the spread and the money line. It's the same damn thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you're winning, you're winning.
The Rams Cardinals. Rams heading into Arizona. Arizona off a huge win last week in overtime. The Rams -3.5 favorites. Jeez.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, man, he sketches me out, man.
I saw a funny Friday Beers one of him just running around the end zone.
Yeah.
Around before the end zone there. I'll probably go Rams. Man, it still pisses me off that I didn't get my free bet.
Yeah.
I was going Cardinals Raiders, but the book was right to do that. They would have hemorrhaged money that day.
I'm going Rams -3.5 here as well.
Same here.
This is going to be a fun game to watch. I'm excited for this one. Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady.
Brady.
I'm going Brady -2. Yeah.
Give me another money line.
Actually,
No. Oh,
we got no Mike
Mikey
Evans. I don't know what the status is on Julio Jones and Chris Godwin, but if all three of his starting receivers are out, this might be a closer one. But I mean, the Buccaneers defense is nasty. I mean, they gave up 3 points in week 1, 10 points in week 2. I mean, this defense
is a Bucks. This is
the
a
Bucks -2 for sure. Yeah. We got the 49ers traveling into Denver. The 49ers being -2 favorites. Oh, Russell Wilson. I'm on Denver +2 here, man. Russell's getting booed, man. He's bound to have a good game soon.
This is the home opener? No.
No, last week they were at home.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I'm on them too.
Yeah, second primetime game. Russell's got to have a good game.
49ers just jumbling quarterbacks too. Trey Lance, the Weasel.
Yeah, he's done for the year.
Is he done for the year?
Yes.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
What a loser.
Yeah, so Trey Lance is done. So, Nate, Monday Nighter, we can get into this. The Cowboys heading into New York. The Giants are a 1.5 point favorite. Holy smokes.
Give me a Giant.
Are you on the Giants?
I don't know.
I'm on the Cowboys. I liked what I saw from Cooper Rush.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
Rush looks like he's a 5-year vet.
Yeah, he looked good, man.
Yeah, give me the Cowboys.
Taking the boys?
Yeah, I think I'll take the boys.
Yeah.
What's the money line here? Even for the Dallas money line.
Okay.
And I mean, a 1.5 spread. Yeah.
I'll be on the Cowboys.
It'll be a Cowboy.
Micah Parsons will be eating up Danny Dimes.
Yeah, he will. Yep.
All right, Nate. Let's move into the halftime show. That's going to conclude quarter 2. That was a voice crack.
That was the biggest voice crack I've ever seen.
You saw it, did you?
I did.
All right.
It's completely animated.
Yeah, we are going to go to the halftime show. We've got Would You Rather coming at you. Would You Rather is a staple. Nate, I'm starting things off. Would you rather be a sports legend with a tarnished legacy or a mediocre player that nobody remembers?
So, like, A-Rod.
O.J. Simpson, A-Rod.
Yeah, or, like, I don't think I'd want to be O.J., but...
Yeah.
I mean, how tarnished is the reputation?
Well,
like, are we talking murder?
Use your imagination. Yeah, well, you can, I mean, that would be tarnished.
Yeah, but it's, but I'm asking, is it like what level of tarnish do I get?
Well,
murder or
there's a large scale,
steroids?
any sort of scale. I mean, yeah, they're just, obviously you're notorious for something.
I'd probably I'm going tarnished.
Yeah, so am I.
Like, you have to.
Yeah.
At least then there's still like, you know, like...
You're still being talked about.
Yeah, and...
All publicity is good publicity, last time I checked.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and like, you look at A-Rod, like, he's doing pretty well.
Yes.
Some random guy...
Yeah, but Jennifer Lopez left him, mind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Ben Affleck.
Yeah, she's weird. I watched her documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, she's
an odd cat?
Yeah, she's just
a
like...
smoke.
Well, water's also known to be wet, but... Yeah, she's a weird, man. Like, she's like the most unhumble human being I've ever seen. Which is probably fair, I suppose.
Yeah.
But holy smokes, it's a weird... You should check out the documentary. It'd probably blow your mind. You'd be like, Jesus, dude, like, tone it down. It's like walking at... Like, anyway, it's...
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into the J-Lo documentary, but yeah, I'm going tarnished.
Okay.
Would you rather go out for a night in Vegas with Mike Tyson or Rob Gronkowski?
Gronk.
Yeah?
Yes.
But think of the stuff you could get into with Tyson. Who knows what he's doing?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you'd have a better story probably with Tyson.
Yeah, it's true. Well, Gronk's girlfriend's a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model.
That's fair.
So who's she bringing along?
That's fair. I don't know what girls Tyson's bringing along.
Dude, Tyson's too unpredictable for me, man.
That's also fair. You could be like sitting there and he get like somewhat angry because like a toaster pops or something, and then you just get whacked in the face.
I'm going Gronk, and Gronk's also my guy.
That's fair.
Nate, would you rather see the Bills win the Super Bowl or the Jays win the World Series?
Oh wow, that's a really good one. I would definitely love to see the Jays win the World Series, but I would also just for to give the city of Buffalo just something.
It's not talked about enough that they lost 4 straight Super Bowls.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And like when's the last time a professional sports team in Buffalo won? You know, like the Sabres have never won. The Bills have never won.
No.
What are some other... I guess there's no baseball team.
No.
So I guess that's it.
Well, there was for a couple years while the Jays were there.
Yeah, that's right. They also have... Yeah, the Buffalo Bisons are the AAA team for the Jays.
Yep.
But, I mean, we're not going to allow those.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see Buffalo get something, man.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the Bills, and then... You know, it's something about Toronto pissing me off.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's just like these Jays, and it's just like if they won, it would be like Vladdy's the greatest player ever.
Yeah.
Or something. It would get blown out of the water here. Okay, this is one I actually kind of want to break down here.
Okay.
Would you rather?
Yep.
Both in their prime.
Yep.
Gretzky or McDavid?
McDavid.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you why right now, man.
Yep. Get into it.
I'm not a huge fan of Wayne Gretzky.
What?
Yeah.
Why? What do you mean?
And this is just my thought process here.
What's wrong with
I
Gretzky?
hate the Live Tour.
Okay.
And I'm assuming, what do you think Wayne Gretzky, what do you think his net worth is? 50 million? 100 million?
I would say closer to 100 than 50.
So Dustin Johnson, his son-in-law,
okay.
might have had a conversation with him saying, should I stay on the PGA Tour and build my legacy? Obviously, Wayne Gretzky's got a massive legacy. He's rode his legacy into many other opportunities in life. He's just an E1 celebrity.
Yeah.
Dustin Johnson chose to go to the Live Tour and chase the bag. All of these guys, mind you, we'll get to it in quarter 4, are really tarnishing their legacy. I just don't like that family right now.
Okay.
And I just think McDavid's better.
Yeah, I do too. But just so I'm breaking this down, you don't like Gretzky because of what Dustin Johnson did?
Yes.
Okay. I guess it did. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, I don't.
Family.
I never watched Wayne Gretzky. He doesn't have the same. I see his
feel like
numbers.
Paulina had more say than Wayne. Like, she was probably like, "You're doing this."
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Paulina either.
Yeah, she's a bit of a milk.
Dude, she's dumber than a post. And I mean, don't take that as lightly as you possibly can, Paulina. But I just don't think you're the most intelligent human being on the planet. And I don't know if that's rude to say. If it is, then you can hit me in the DM.
It's quite rude.
Is it?
Calling someone an idiot?
I don't know if I phrased it like that. Did I?
Well, no, but
No.
She's getting the point, I think.
Like
She's
if she did an IQ test or wrote the SATs, I don't think she's scoring very high.
That's fair.
And I mean, yeah. Anyway, I apologize, Paulina, if you take that. I know you don't care what I have to say. It's just that's my personal opinion on you. And I think Dustin Johnson in that exact same boat. I don't think you're very intelligent.
Imagine she's just like a diehard listener.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's it.
I'm done with these guys.
How dare they?
Yeah. So, I'm not a huge fan. I'm going to go McDavid. Nate,
Yep.
Would you rather get Aaron Judge's record-setting home run ball, 61, or get Ovi's record-setting puck?
I'd take Ovi's record-setting puck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beat Gretzky?
Yeah.
For me personally, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, Judge's ball is going to be worth more.
I think so.
Yeah.
Which is outrageous because it's not the most ever.
Yeah.
It's just a purely Yankees record.
Yeah.
And it's still going to be worth more than the puck, which is outrageous.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'd say even maybe that 60th home run ball might be worth more than
Yeah,
the puck.
I know.
But it's hard to know too. Like when you look at some of these, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like collectible stuff.
Yeah.
Who sets the bar? Like I have
Yeah,
no
who
idea.
dictates-
It's like all of a sudden it's like that's worth $25,000.
It's just full on.
Yeah.
The upper echelon of sports fans who have a lot of money to spend, and it's really just an auction.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Have you ever heard? Like, can you imagine if they silent auctioned it?
Oh my good God.
You had no
There'd be
idea what it-
someone would come in from the woodwork, dude. Like some
Oh,
Epstein
man.
shit.
Yeah.
And he would just like, it would go
Yes.
for a large quantity of money. Okay. Would you rather Tom Brady spiral a ball directly into your teeth
Yep.
or Aaron Rodgers spiral one directly into the bare exposed groin?
Brady.
Teeth?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Brady teeth. Yeah, I'd love to have catch with Brady, and we've told that story thing on the podcast too, Nate, about Brady throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if we have.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to tell, but apparently Jared Stoll was with Tom Brady, and Jared Stoll's friend was having a catch with Tom Brady. He's like, "No, give me some heat." And Brady's like, "Dude, like I'm not giving you any heat, man." He's like, "No, seriously." And Brady whipped one at him and broke like 4 of his fingers.
So brutal, man.
Nate, would you rather go bull riding or whitewater rafting? Is that what it's called?
White water rafting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
Because like the white water's like the rapids. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
And there's a raft. I'd go over I think the bull riding would make for a funnier video.
I think I would too. Yeah. And plus too, like I say it podcast for podcast. I'm just not a big water guy.
Yeah, man, like one of those things capsizes, you're going down, you're scraping your head against a rock on the bottom, you're upside down. I don't know if I'd have the ability to flip it over. I'm not trained.
Like a bowl is just like 5 people around.
Yeah, you're getting like...
It's like a 3-second thing.
You're getting booted off.
Yeah.
You're maybe getting horned. And then you're probably getting stepped on a little bit, but then you're out of the ring.
Can you imagine? Oh, man.
And like honestly, like the guy who gets the ball off you takes more of the brunt.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I'm going with that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Would you rather take a Zdeno Chara slap shot to the cold fingers,
Yep.
or have PK Subban do one of his high knee training skates to the thigh?
Oh my.
Mine would you rather's are generally pain inflicted.
I'll go with PK Subban. We're gonna get into that next
Skate
quarter.
blade.
I'll go with a skate blade to the groin. Nate, would you rather poop at a family gathering and clog the toilet, or get caught pooping in bushes?
I gotta go with the bushes.
You think,
Dude? Last Christmas I pulled off the almost clog. Dude, it was so brutal,
tough scene,
man.
hey?
I'm in the bathroom for like 10 minutes, like just trying to do my bed. Like I'm looking up trying to become a plumber in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Jeez, and it wasn't even clogged; it just like wouldn't go.
Yeah.
It was something with the toilet. It wasn't the large quantity of feces. Anyway, yeah, that's a tough situation. I'm going with the bush.
Yep.
Going with the bush. You can talk your way out of the bush.
Yes.
Like I had to go. It happened. Okay, last one. Would you rather Meta World Peace punch you in the face, or Rodrigo Blankenship kick you in the face?
I'll go with Meta World Peace. Obviously not like he's got the malice in the palace fighting, but I mean I don't think he.
I think that's the right call.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, Rodrigo kicks footballs, mind you, sometimes out of the stadium.
Yes.
Wide, but
Yes.
he's actually no longer on the Colts. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Meta World Peace. But that's gonna conclude the halftime show, folks. We're moving into quarter 3. We got some NHL and NBA updates. Nathan MacKinnon is now the highest paid player in NHL history with a $12.6 million contract over the next 8 years. Super pumped for fellow Nova Scotian Nate MacKinnon, man. Obviously, that number was based on McDavid's 12.5. It is worth noting that like you shouldn't oftentimes look at these numbers when we're talking about the higher echelon players in the NHL. We have to look at percentage of cap. So in a few years, that's going to be a really nice contract for the Colorado Avalanche. I would expect if the cap rises.
They're just paying him too, and he only getting $100,000 more than McDavid. McDavid signed that deal in 2017.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's eventually going to go up. But I was looking at the top 5 the other day. And Erik Karlsson sitting there at 11.5 is a real kicker.
Why did that guy just absolutely fall off the map once he went to San Jose?
I have no idea. It's crazy.
He was unbelievable in Ottawa. Like we're talking about like a game-changing defenseman.
Yeah, he was sick. That one playoff run.
Oh my gosh, in 2017,
first round, right?
Yes,
because they did the flip,
and the Bruins were depleted, but he was going off.
Yeah, they were on a tear.
Hoffman was too. But yeah, I mean, obviously excited for Nate MacKinnon, and like you said, Nate, I mean, he was on a really team friendly deal. I mean, $6 million for this guy. He's an absolute freak in nature, a top 5 player in the league, and now he's getting paid.
Got him to come. Get your paycheck, man.
It was a tough day a couple days ago. I mean, we lost. It made me feel really old. Zdeno Chara retired after 24 seasons in the NHL. Keith Yandel retired, and PK Subban retired. I think the only Hall of Famer out of those 3 is going to be Zdeno Chara, first ballot. Obviously, Stanley Cup winner. I mean, this guy from like 2009 to 2013-14, he was the scariest individual. Like the Bruins built their brand around Chara. I mean, he was the sheriff on the ice. I mean, if there was anything going on scrum-wise, he was always the toughest guy in the league, man. Like he was the sheriff of the NHL, and was such an integral role in the 2011 Cup run for the Bruins. And what a tremendous career. And talking about a 6'9" guy from Slovakia who couldn't skate when he first started hockey, and what a tremendous career he had, Nate. And his work ethic is something that doesn't go unacknowledged as well.
For sure. Large man.
Yes.
Legend. Even got to play for the Caps for a brief stint.
Yes.
They're in the bubble season.
Yep.
Yeah, not his best showing, but I mean, this guy was an absolute. He was, as you said, one of the most terrifying people you'll ever run into.
Yes.
And like when people decided to fight him, that had to be one of the biggest mistakes you'd ever see.
Dude, Brian McCabe was like, I think that he was like 6'2", 230 pounds.
Yeah.
And Chara took him and ragdolled him.
Well, I mean, his reach, man.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
But he was a guy that he would stay afterwards and hit the squat rack after practice, after games, be working out. Like his work ethic really brought Chara to what he is, and a lot of people it comes naturally. Chara was a very hard worker.
Yeah, just to touch too on like PK Subban, Norris Trophy winner 2013.
Yep.
I mean, this guy was a freak for a while.
Oh man,
he just kind
he
of
had some tremendous seasons in Montreal.
Oh, for sure. And then even Keith Yandel as well. Like this guy could run a power play like no other. So it's gonna suck not seeing those guys in the league anymore.
Definitely, I think Subban injury was really
factor.
I mean, he was such a great character too. I mean, he was did amazing things philanthropy wise too in the community. And
was it 10 million to that children's hospital?
Yeah,
crazy,
man. And the people in Montreal really shoot him out of there.
Well, dude, he did all that and then they just booted him.
I
like
know.
they're never a big fan of the guy. Like even Bergevin.
Fucking hate Montreal. I'm not getting.
I hated Subban when he was on Montreal.
So did I.
But then as he went to Nashville, I was like,
yeah, what a beauty.
It was the same as Daniel Alfredson.
Yeah,
I used to hate the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so just kind of talking about Dallas quickly, Nate, before we move into some NBA headlines. Jason Robertson, he's an RFA, hasn't signed a contract yet. He's going to be sitting out. I mean, Dallas got to get that done, man. This is one of your like he's a great player.
Yeah, if I'm like, dude, hold out as long as you want.
Yeah,
he scored 41 goals last year.
Yeah,
like pay him
exactly.
Like, what's he asking?
Yeah,
you know, like I guarantee it's not more than 8.
Yeah, give me $8 million.
Just pay him.
Yeah,
you got Sagan and Ben doing absolutely nothing out there for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, get a guy who's putting the puck in the net.
No, definitely. Needs a massive headline out of the basketball world. Obviously, Robert Sarver, was suspended for a year. Now he's selling the team. He's selling both the Mercury and the Suns. It looks like It looks like owner of Amazon. What's his name?
Bezos.
Bezos is going to buy it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
I know.
Oh, my God.
So,
how much do you think he's getting for the Mercury?
Are you putting me on the spot here?
Yeah.
I think it's a package deal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking over, like, it's $2 billion.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Phoenix Suns, what a great team to purchase.
Yes.
That would be sick.
That would be sick.
Bezos.
Bezos. So yes, Sarver's going to sell the teams, and Anthony Edwards was fined $40,000. Obviously, young star on the Minnesota Timberwolves for some homophobic slurs. I've been reading headlines about it. I don't know what exactly he said, but obviously you got to be careful with that type of stuff. Nate, we're going to move into quarter forwards, the President's Cup.
Yep. Tons
of President's Cup action. Actually, it starts today too. I will certainly be catching some action. The U.S. heavy favorites at minus 700. It just seems like such a cool event, man. These are my favorite events. I love the Ryder Cup. I shouldn't say that they're my favorite events, but I do love them, the Ryder Cup and the President's Cup. Just seeing them come together, the camaraderie as a team, the interviews, they're drinking, they got their wives there, it's galas, and it just puts these players, these top players in the world in a great spotlight. And obviously it sucks that the Live Tour having the Cam Smiths, the Abraham Answers. Like the world team is not as strong as it could be. But still, man, like that's a decision they made. They knew they weren't gonna have the opportunity to play in these events. Yep. And honestly, man, there's still a ton of captivating figures playing in this event.
Yeah, it's too bad Cam Smith's not there. That sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is gonna be, as we were talking to in the Live on the Line, this is gonna be a walk for the U.S.
Yes, I would think. But again, it's golf.
Yeah.
And it's match play and 18-hole events. It's not like you've got to sustain their dominance for 72 holes. There's these different matches. And I mean, there's a ton of world-class players in the world. I mean, we look at Hideki and Sung Jae Im. I mean, Sung Jae Im was the top. He's a second best player in the FedEx Cup standings this year. Yeah. He's made some runs in some majors. Hideki Matsuyama won the Masters. Too. Oh my gosh, yeah. You got Adam Scott who's won majors. Man, like this team is not. They shouldn't be taking them as lightly as they. I mean, KH Lee's won this year on the PGA Tour. Siwoo Kim's won the Players Championship.
Is CT Pan there?
No,
okay,
he's not. No,
damn it.
But the U.S. team, like you said, it's so star-studded. It's going to be fun to watch, though. Willie Z actually popped by. Obviously, he's dealing with injury right now. Would have been on the team. But Nate, there's some serious dilemma right now, and I've watched a lot of the coverage late night from the President's Cup, and they are just bashing every single player at this tournament. Is bashing the players that have chosen to go to the Live, and the Live Tour right now is unable to get world ranking points because obviously world ranking points are delegated to cut events that have 150 players, events that are sanctioned by the DB World Tour or the PGA Tour, and pretty much the Live Tour has just obviously started this league, paying their guys a bunch of money and they're demanding world ranking points, but it's like you don't have a cut. You play 3 rounds. Like, you can't just come in and say, you know what, I'm going to start this league, and in soccer, we're only going to play one half. We're going to play with less players, and we want to compete for the Champions League.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what?
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, where does that come from? Why do you get to make all these demands and create these new rules? And it's like, I get how they're trying to...
Because they're not adapting to what they're doing, that's for sure.
What's that?
Like, they're not... No one's going to adapt to what the Live Tour setup is.
No, gosh, no.
So, how... it's impossible to do it. You have to have the same... Like...
Well, they're radicalizing and try to fit into the system that's currently in place in the professional golf world. And it's just... It doesn't align in any way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, obviously, you know, you think in some manner that these guys should be earning points because they are some of the best golfers on the planet. But until you have... I mean, there's just so many flaws to the Live Tour, and it's so funny now too because it's just people aren't watching it. I mean, obviously had awful ratings last week in Chicago with the NFL and everything going on, and I mean it's gonna get ugly, man. It's gonna get ugly quick. Obviously, they signed for the bag, but I mean these PGA Tour players are really, really body bagging them, and I don't see this getting pretty for these guys anytime soon.
Yeah, probably not. I think they should just kind of like lay off though. If they just like ignored it, I think it would go away quicker. You know what I mean? If they want it gone, because
it's
like
challenging.
Kind of giving it. I know it is
with
for sure,
media members peppering you every time. Yeah, and it's so new.
Yeah, for sure. But I just feel like the best way to like get rid of something is just like do not pay attention to it, and eventually it's just going to go away.
For sure.
I feel like it's the
for
best
sure.
way.
Yeah,
but yeah, it is tough when the media is asking.
I think they're just taking advantage in such a great way. Like they're just body bagging them. They're like every time all the media obviously there's always going to be the live centric questions because we've never really it's unprecedented in today's day and age to have a sport segregated like it is. But I mean they're just taking advantage of these questions and just saying like you're pretty much an idiot. Like, if you don't think that making $25 million a year on the PGA Tour is enough, well, then go sign for all that money and then, you know, have no relevance in the world. I feel bad for Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Patrick Reed, Cam Smith, because these guys are going to fall off. Nobody talks about the Live Tour in North America. Nobody's talking about the results. Their wins are there's no substance to these wins that they're having, and that's gonna and if they're not able to play in the major championships, that's really going to sting. Yeah. Really going to sting.
Yeah, it would suck.
Bryson DeChambeau, obviously, too, that viral clip got absolutely dusted by the rope. And, man, that guy is such a loser.
He obviously goes to the automatic, like, his knees almost buckled.
Yeah.
You know? It's a rope.
It's unbelievable. Nate, that's going to conclude the episode. We're going to talk about Fire Wagon, Dog Water. Fire Wagon, I got to give it to Aaron Judge. Obviously, time Babe Ruth. I mean, he's been a machine this year. 60 home runs, sixth man in the history of baseball. Aaron Judge, well, he's going to be in contention for Fire Wagon of the year.
Yeah, he is for sure. Yeah. I was about ready to give it to him this episode.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, getting there.
We'll save it for December.
Got a little bit of a year left here. But yeah, I'm also going Aaron Judge. I mean, it's tough not to. You're hitting 60. It's an absolute beauty. He's having an absolute season. So.
Yep. My dog water of the week, Nate, is Derrick Henry.
Okay.
This guy, man, he's like the number 3 overall ranked fantasy player as a running back. I mean, obviously he played only 8 games last year, but he's been quiet, man. He's such a monster. And maybe, you know, obviously running backs' careers in the NFL don't go as long as other positions, but Derrick Henry, you've been absolutely fucking dog water.
Yeah, he has been pretty dog water. Mine's going for Jameis Winston. The man went colorblind. Like they had a shot last week. He's just absolutely chucking interceptions. Pathetic. Let's see a bigger showing this week. Jameis.
Everyone, have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the NFL Sundays. Enjoy the baseball. Enjoy the sports world. Enjoy the President's Cup. And we'll catch you guys early next week.
And if you were in line of that hurricane, stay safe, folks.
Very true.
Later.